Okay, welcome back to Highfleet, where maybe we aren't quite as safe as I thought we were at the end of the last episode. The good news is we took the City of the Hidden People that's in the middle of the map. We're now making decent progress. We've come fairly far north. Look at all the dangerous cities we've left behind us. We're not that far from Kiva. I know it still looks quite far, but our progress will be much faster now if we have indeed destroyed all the strike fleets. Collingwood has been fully repaired, which is great. We've taken a shot with very minimal casualties or damage, and we've made quite a lot of money doing so. We captured a trade fleet, so it's sitting pretty at 44,000 credits. There is some bad news, however. If we select this, the Sleepy Pupper, which is the Elant scout we have in this area, we have an Elant detection at 300 degrees, which probably means there's something with radar sitting in Gallade. We also have one at 90, which means there's probably something with Elant sitting in a Rook. And if we select this one, that is corroborated by it picking up an Elant contact at 330. We also have an Elant ping coming up from Darut, so there's something sitting here with radar. And if you notice, there's something also at 0, which means there's probably something at Gogobaz. And we have something at 180, which means there's something south of Ashod that is giving off an Elant signal. If we select our fleet at Ashod, we have a danger close radar signal at 150. So there's a lot of Elant contacts. The chances of none of those being a strike fleet is quite low. However, they're not all going to be strike fleets, so they're likely going to be trade convoys that have... what's the best way to describe it? Like a high-level escort that has radar built in. I'd also like to draw your attention to the IRST scanner we have down here. It's actually picking up 3 thermal contacts. There's one here at 210, roughly around about here. We also have another contact bang on 180, so somewhere around here. And we have another contact at 150, which is the one that is giving off the Elant warning, so somewhere around here. So that means that we have potentially three trade fleets in range of a shot that we can just run out and grab right now. So I'm actually going to take off with the whole fleet and pursue these. I'm going to ignore the rescue that we have here. There really isn't anything of great value. We've already made a lot of money from the trade fleet. If I can capture at least 2 of these, that's going to be pretty great. Now, the choice I have to make is, do I pursue the one that is giving off the radar, which is probably going to be the most heavily defended one, or do I try and chase down the other 2, which are going to have weaker guards? And I think what I want to do in this situation is chase the other 2. There's a good chance this is something like a Negev, and the 2 Audacity ships that I have here just aren't equipped or built to take on a ship that big. But they could easily take the escorts for the other fleet. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to track them down using IRST, and we're going to bring them back to Ashod. So let's head out. I'm not going to do anything else on the map. We're just going to focus on this for now. So we just want to avoid this. And yeah, we're going to keep an eye on the IRST contacts that we've got. There's definitely something due south of us. We found it. Okay, this is our first one. Hopefully it is a trade fleet. Also, you can see the other IRST contact is getting further away from us at this angle here. We've got a radio signal coming in. I'm not really too worried. Yeah, that's fine. At the moment, we haven't triggered the silent strike alarm yet, so they haven't been able to radio our position in yet. So we're going to be able to take them by surprise. Oh, okay. This is a This is a strike fleet, and it has a Meteor Mark III as its escort. So this should be pretty easy for us to take out. Let's just try and do this as quickly as possible with the Dauntless. I'm not even going to use proxies for this. Oh, I'd actually meant to use the other Audacity class ship. How if I hit as well? That would be a great start. I think we destroyed that missile before it actually armed there, which was interesting. There was no explosion when it died. So that's one trade fleet taken. What we'll do is I think I want to send... I'm not going to bother picking any of this up. It's not worth it. But we do have the Odyssey here. So I think I want to send the Dauntless and the Odyssey back to Ashod since the Dauntless has taken damage. And I'm going to get the Rooster and the Starfish to head out at 240 in this direction to try and locate this other trade fleet. Looks like they're quite far away. The IRST signal is getting stronger. We should be on top of them pretty... There they are. Now they have radioed in, so we haven't managed to get a sudden strike off on these guys, unfortunately. But let's see what we're dealing with. Oh, we have an event. Oh dear. We've been awakened in a cabin. The Grand Duke wants us to come to the bridge. Something is wrong with the ship. I love the artwork here, by the way. If you haven't seen these pictures before, bask in them for a couple seconds. They are great. It's such a shame that the story to Highfleet starts a good 3/4 of the way through the game, because it is really good. Everyone is confused, distressed, they're lost in thought, but Dowd is completely calm. The sun has not risen this morning. It is still nighttime. We won't see the sun again for the rest of the game. Ouch. That is a big morale hit. We need to do something to reassure the men. You must address the crew. What should we do, gentlemen? This can only be a solar eclipse. Tell the crew it will pass. The nuclear war of the South could have kicked up a cloud of ash. An enormous cloud of ash. Now, Dowd said something that's really interesting here, because if you know a bit about the lore of this game, the moon, which I think is called Kalat, I can't remember the name exactly, was destroyed in a calamity a long time ago. And that calamity caused fragments of the moon to crash into this planet, which is not Earth. It's way too big to be Earth. And the impacts from that, the impacts from the moon raining down on the planet caused EMP pulses that wiped out all of their advanced technology, which is why they've kind of fallen into this diesel punk way. So does that mean the planet has 2 moons? I don't remember seeing any moons in the background during night fights. I have to look out for that. But Dowd is saying that there could be another moon causing an eclipse. Now, what are we going to say? So we can check order or faith. Now, last time we went for the faith playthrough, and it worked out perfectly for us. Right now, we have 0 order and 0 faith. So we're really rolling a blind 50%. It's not great. I got very lucky last time. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I'm going to go for the order check, just because we did faith last time. We failed the order check. Okay. The crowd is not interested in what we're saying. All right. So now we can go Romani, which we have a high check on, and we can push the men and women to be committed to our cause, thinking back on their homeland, which has been destroyed in a nuclear attack. We can try and go for the old. This is a eclipse, but we don't have a full thing of Garat, and we definitely don't have the faith, because we're not doing a faith. So I'm going to go for the dust and ash from a nuclear war in the south have reached us and blotted out the sun. You see several frontline officers nodding along. The ashes of our cities have risen up to block out the sun of Garat, and I tell you this, my fellow Romani. Somewhere in the crowd, a woman's solitary sob slices through the silence. I swear to you that this squadron will keep moving forward until we have fully retaliated against the enemy, until Kiva is ours. We will seize Kiva's plutonium, and we will use it to scorch the cities that have betrayed us from the face of the planet. The crowd is silent. And then we will rebuild the Empire. We will rebuild the Empire on the graves of those traitors, and this I swear, for the honor of our fallen brethren, we will rise again. Romani check success. Everyone is pretty happy. Fleet morale came back. Thank goodness. Whew. That is all. Return to your stations. Okay, we managed to recover the morale there. That was scary for a minute, because I really couldn't afford to lose the morale. But let's take on this fleet and see what we're dealing with. I think we made the right choice by not going after the one that had the radar. This one also has a Meteor Mark II. Wow, these are badly defended. Okay. Actually, that's a Meteor Mark II, not a Meteor Mark III. This one only has 57mm. AK-100s do have a bit of a problem with convergence. Oops. Maybe not take hits, we don't need to. And that's it. We've captured another prize ship. We'll just boost upwards to avoid that missile. And that is another big chunk of money. Now, we could go after the third fleet, but I think that might be pushing our luck a bit too far. So let's get these two into a shard. We'll take a shard, and we'll work out our next steps from there. We'll just need to keep an eye on this danger close contact. There's no way they'll be coming back to a shot, so we should be okay. I just worry there's some big cruiser in that, and we really don't have the spare ships to go after them anyway. We need to get our ships repaired, so I think we're pretty happy just to return these guys to a shot and see what's going on. It will be quite slow because we're reduced to the speed by this Castor, but whatever, we'll get some money. So let's see how much money we get for this one. So the 12,000 gold, excellent. Let's see what's going on in a shot as well. No, wrong fleet selected. Oh, there's still stuff to secure here. Well, let's grab the fuel tanks then. Get some free fuel. Got another radio signal, I really don't care. Another encrypted message. The good news is if there are any strike fleets in the area, they will be heading to a shot, and we will be moving out from a shot pretty soon. I think we'll take Darut next. We've got a repair city ready to go, and then we'll move up to a Rook, and then maybe take Engedi, or just maybe get prepared for an attack on Gallade, which we'll hit with planes before we strike it with a Collingwood. All right, we got the fuel. What is left to grab here? The ammo. We'll grab the ammo. See if there's anything good to pick up. Maybe we should go off the captain's cabin. It'll be too late now. Let's just fast forward a little bit. Okay, we've got the ammo. Let's see what's going on in a shot. We'll land the Dauntless. It should be a quick repair. We'll get it in this 118 bay. Luckily, our little Metroid still has its legs, so it should be an easy enough landing. We're also not missing any engines. It's all superficial damage. We are a little bit too wide for this. No, we should be okay. There we go. This should be nice and easy. Yeah, it's a better landing than the last video. Okay. Any events or anything being triggered? Feels like there may be. No. Okay. Let's get the ship repairing. Oh, our screenshots are messed up again. This always happens. 11 hours to repair, 310 credits. That's fine. There's nothing particularly exciting for sale here. Let's see what's going on in the supply menu. We're full on fuel. We do have some things I want to buy here. We've got some 130mm laser guided, which I want to buy more of. Or is it? Yeah, it's 130mm. We've got prox fuse. I want to buy all of that. We've got AP. I want to buy all of that. Although actually we've got tons of AP. I don't need to worry about that. Still wish I had a gun that could fire the 300mm incendiary, but that doesn't exist in the game. Something else I want to start loading up on, because it's cheap, is incendiary 37mm, because it's actually really nice. 100kg bombs here. I'm not too worried about that. That's everything I want to pick up. Anything weird? 130, 130, 100, 57. We've got some 57mm incendiary. We'll hold on to that. We're running a little low on aircraft weaponry, which is a bit annoying. While I'm thinking about that, actually, well, first of all, any more security strike groups on the battlefield? Yes. Okay. So we have not destroyed all of the strike groups on the map. There's a strike group Pamir heading south at speed 90 to Darut and then a shot. That is something we can keep an eye on. In fact, we could probably hit that. Probably hit that pretty soon. It's in range of our aircraft. I'll just check that. We don't have a lot to play with. We do have 250kg bombs, so we could easily launch a bombing strike on it. It is also almost in range of our KH-15Ps. So I think we'll do a strategic strike on it. I'm actually going to hold off on using the other information or intelligence charge we've got available in our shot until it recharges so I can look for another strike group, just to make sure there isn't another one nearby. Because we made some noise here, they are going to come in this direction, so we will move on. We probably won't take Darut now. We'll probably bounce over to Ashkelon, do our repairs there, and then head up to Deir, just to kind of keep them guessing, and we'll keep them moving. We can keep an eye on them using Elin while they can't see us. Let's just on pause and continue for now. We're just waiting for this fleet to get here and waiting for the repairs here to finish. And we're going to keep an eye. If we watch this guy here, this fleet here, this, at the moment, it's either the 0 or the 30 that is the strike fleet. God, there's a lot of contacts. It is really concerning how many Elin contacts I have coming up right now. We'll probably move this fleet. How long is it going to take you guys to repair? 10 hours. I think we're fine to wait 10 hours and then move them over to Ashkelon to repair the other half of the fleet, rather than waste them. Not that we need the money right now. We're sitting really pretty. Oh, I wanted to check what supplies are available in the City of the Hidden People. That's right. Do we have... There's aircraft missiles. There's 100kg bombs. There's these awful things. There's 100... definitely need as much prox fuse as we can get our hands on. There's more incendiary. Let's get as much of that as we get our hands on. 100mm incendiary. I've never really used incendiary on 100mm. That could be quite fun against bigger ships. Let's take some just to try it out. The other ship should be about to arrive. Let's just clear up our map a little bit. It's looking a bit messy. Okay, it's looking a bit better. These guys land. That's another 23,000. That's made back all the money we've spent so far. Let's buy fuel for this fleet. Let's get them refueling as well. That's the Hidden People that I've just clicked on. But let's get this fleet refueling as well. Oh, they are fully refueled. Excellent. There's enough fuel here for them to fully refuel. That's great news. Don't have to spend any money on fuel. So that contact that was at 150 is getting further away from us. I could be greedy and go after it, but honestly, I want the morale and the rest. let's just wait for the repairs to complete, which will take 9.6 hours, and then we will move on to Ashkelon. And then we'll jump up to Deir. We'll do another scan for strike groups. In the meantime, we just need to keep an eye on the contact that's here. Now, the contact that was at 0 is now at 30. So there's possibly a convoy heading along here to Darut. There's possibly 2 strike groups in this region. We could go and check that out with the Howler. I don't really want to do that right now. What I would really like to do, and I don't think I can do it at the moment. Oh yeah, we need to get more planes as well. That's something we need to think about. What I would really like to do is, we don't have one, but I would like to mount an ELINT sensor on the Howler. This is a great design of a ship. It's been doing great work for us, but really I would like it to have ELINT and a fire control radar. The fire control radar would let it guide in missiles. The ELINT would let it do a better job as a scout ship. At the moment, I don't have access to buy any ELINT, but I would like to do that. I think it would make it even more efficient. And when I go into my next campaign, which probably won't be straight away, I will be building a Howler variant that has ELINT by default. Let's just keep an eye on this fleet here. They're moving slowly southward. There's definitely, I think, multiple ships traveling in a southeasterly direction along this line. I just wonder if it's worth scouting them with a fighter or not. It probably is, to be honest. They already know where we are. We already have the silent strike alarm raised. Let's launch a fighter. I'm going to launch it with anti-aircraft missiles in case we run into an aircraft fleet. I'm just going to fly it up and along here. Could you actually just go here, please? Thank you. And just to see how many fleets are running up this line. In fact, let's not get into the detection radius of this town. So I don't want Darut to raise the alarm that a plane is buzzed nearby. 60 degrees means we may miss one of these fleets. Yeah, this fleet's getting further away. They're down to ELINT too. Okay. Let's see what we can find. Okay. This is a trade fleet for certain. It is a well, I'm not certain. I'm pretty sure it is a radar-equipped trade fleet. Let's find out for certain. It is not a trade fleet. It looks like a strike group. Or is it? No, it's a trade fleet with a Negev escort. This is a tanker. Yeah, it's a prize fleet. Okay, so we've got a trade fleet there. Pretty nasty target, but not the end of the world. Let's see what else we've got. We should be able to find this strike fleet pretty quickly. Need to watch the fuel on this plane. Okay, there's the strike group there. Strike group Pamir. Let's see what they're rocking. Oh, that could be a Varyag. I'm not 100% certain. Don't get shot down, please. I may have been a bit too slow on that retreat. Yes, I was too slow on the retreat. That was my bad. We're just throwing planes away. We don't care about planes, apparently. All right. Well, we could hit them with missiles. We could also get closer and hit them with an A100. Do we have any other A100s we can mount? I didn't realize we were low on them. Yeah, let's rearm A100s on this ship. It's going to take 2 hours. That's totally fine. Did I save that? Yes, I did. Okay. And then we're going to launch this, and we're going to do a combined air and missile attack on this fleet. They're making pretty decent speed, which is fine. We've got them pegged at the moment. I'm just waiting for the repairs here. Let's just actually fast forward through this next section. Okay, you are now ready to launch. You've got your A100? Yeah. So let's bring the Tarasco. The Crazy Horse only has 2 planes left on it. We really need to sort this out. Let's get these 3 up in the air, and we'll bring them to about here. In fact, let's take the Collingwood with them as well. Did that work? No, it didn't. The Collingwood is too slow to catch up. That is frustrating. And we'll just thrust these guys down until the Collingwood catches up. Collingwood still is not taking off. Collingwood, I really need you to join this fleet, please. Okay. We've got them in the air. I want to keep an eye on the A100 range, which is very short. Yeah, the Tyrannus has turned out to be a bit of a boondoggle because I really wanted it to be a fast support cruiser that could launch A100s, and it's turned into more of a strategic platform, which is not the end of the world, but it's not doing the job I really wanted it to. Okay, we've got 3 intel here again. Let's check for another strike fleet. Okay, I'm clicking on this button and nothing is happening. That means there are no more strike fleets to reveal. Let's have a look for tactical groups. There's one somewhere up here. That was a bit of a weird ping. Here we go. There's one in Hattusa, which is a fleet HQ. Don't really care about that. All right, these guys can move on in 0.1 hours. I'm going to get them. I'm actually tempted to take Darutte. They're not at Darutte yet, are they? They are potentially at Darutte. Okay, let's not worry about that then. Let's get you guys to move on to Ashkelon, where you can repair. We just need to make sure you actually land here. And then we'll get them up to Deer, and they can take out that missile carrier. Meanwhile, I need to find out where the strike fleet is when we get a bit closer. What have we left behind here? Just the Howler? Let's use the Howler to scout this area then. See where these strike fleets are. I wonder if Alistair wants to speak to me. No, just encrypted messages. Yeah, when the game first came out, I was really like into decrypting radio messages, but honestly, using ELINT just is working much. INRST is working better for me. I could find some long-range information about where my enemies' trade fleets are, but I don't really need it right now. It's just at the moment something I don't really want to spend any brain power investigating. Okay, they're at danger close. I just noticed at 90. So there's potentially something along here. It's probably this trade fleet they're picking up. I don't really want to encounter that trade fleet, to be completely honest. But let's see if we can find, how many hours ago was that? 8 hours ago. If it's 8 hours ago, they're probably, well, they're probably down this way. They're probably in Darutte. Yeah. The alien context says 90 degrees. Yes, they are. Ooh, they're in Darutte with a trade fleet and the garrison. All right, let's turn on our jammer and lure them towards our main fleet. And we need to speed them down. So they're speed 90. Let's bring our speed down to 90. Because they should be fully fueled, so they should chase us. We'll do 93 just so we stay slightly ahead of them. And they've launched and they're coming out of the city, but the rest are not. So we need to be careful when we launch our missiles here that we don't hit the Howler. So we're going to have to get the Howler to bank out at quite a sharp angle. Yeah, Pamir are shouting about us. They've launched missiles. Let's get up to speed and dodge. And how are you doing for A100 range? Not quite in range yet. Now we have to be really careful here actually because I need these missiles, I just realized, to chase the Howler and not hit our fleet, which is what they're going to do at the moment. How are we doing for fuel here? We're at a 36% fuel. Okay, we lost contact with those missiles. Okay, reacquired contact with the missiles. Yeah, I thought this was going to happen. They may have picked us up on radar. The Collingwood's going to have to defend the fleet here. Let's just preemptively... Oh, we lost that. We don't have any anti-air missiles left, do we? Because we lost that plane. Yeah. So I could try launching a couple of planes to intercept the missile. They're probably not going to make it. But we can try. The other thing we're going to do right now, I think, is we're just going to launch our fighters so that it's done. That's all of our fighters in the air. Let's bring you back around to find this strike fleet. Okay, we've got the missiles. The planes are trying to intercept this missile. They missed. We tried. Now it's up to the Collingwood. There's nothing we can do about that. We're not flying the Collingwood, which is interesting. We didn't get to fly the Collingwood. That was very frustrating. Why did it not give me control of the Collingwood, with which I could have protected the fleet? How bad is the damage there? The Tyrannus is still combat capable. Let's launch our KH-15Ps at the strike fleet. You guys you need to come back here and get fuel. There's a missile heading for the fleet here. Let's actually turn you around, fly you back to the city of the hidden people now that you've taken so much damage. How's this? Okay, they've arrived at Ashkelon. I need you to refuel. And what else have we got here? We've got some anti-air missiles. They will be useful to pick up right now. I should be carrying these actually, because I can't shoot down missiles with them. We've got some prox fuse ammo. We'll grab some more incendiary. Why not? All right, back to the action. Finding it very tense right now. I'm worried that I've made a big mistake. They really are spraying those missiles at us. Let's hope that our planes and our missile can find the strike fleet. The planes appear to have lost them. Let's come back this way and just see if we can locate them. There they are. They're still back here. At least there's some big targets for our bombs with this fleet. So this is, I think it's a Variag, just by the fact that it's got Palash. I'm not great at identifying the very large cruisers. They all do look quite similar to me. There's a big explosion, huge ammo explosion there. It's nice to see. If we can just cleave a hole, knock the ship in half, it probably won't be able to keep itself in the air. It's a hard angle to hit, though. Okay, that's whatever that is gone, which was a huge threat. We're also not ready to take this fleet on yet. Not by a long shot. Okay, I think we've got one more airstrike coming in. Yeah. Now, the big problem is I'm out of munitions. I might have to switch to 100 kilogram bombs, which I'm not super excited to do, but needs must. Nice secondary explosion there, some fuel damage. All right, they're going out. This missile should hit. Let's launch the other one, just because we know exactly where they are right now. And it was free. Actually, that's not a great launch. I'm going to put it about here, just so there's a decent radar activation. Oh, the missiles are locked onto my planes. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. I don't know why that missile is traveling back. It's coming straight back at us. Oh, the jammer, the jammer. The jammer is off. Yeah, the jammer is off. The Howler's jammer is off. Weird. That missile just turned around. I don't think this radar was on yet. It's like it was ordered back like a plane. Very strange. Oh, no, they're KH-15. They're KH-15Ps, not KH-15s. Ugh, stupid. Oh well. They're ELINT tracking missiles, not... I've just completely wasted those missiles. No problem. Okay, you guys have almost finished refueling. We took out the Variag, which I'm fine with for now. Let's get you just moved out of the... In fact, let's get you back to the city of the people for now, so you can refuel. Because we know where our enemy is. We don't need to triangulate them. What I want to do here is play a little bit of cat and mouse and just get our... See if I can find somewhere to buy ourselves some more missiles, which is probably a Rook. But we'll head up to Deer. Ashkelon, I think, maybe had 100 kilogram bombs, actually. Do you have 100 kilogram bombs? You do not. Okay. I think it was... And the City of the Hidden People, we'll find out in a second. I don't think it has 100 kilogram bombs for sale either. I think Ashod may have had them. Who has detected a thermal signature? Not you. I'm not sure who detected that. Bit concerning. Okay, you guys head on to Deer and capture it for me. And the problem is they haven't got their missiles because the missiles are with the main fleet, but we'll just make do. We'll take Deer and then we'll bounce back to the City of the Hidden People. Now, what this may do is it will cause the strike fleet to investigate this contact. When we take Deer, it'll raise another alarm. They may try and cross straight across, but they'll probably come down via Ashdod, then Ashkelon, then up to Deer. So we should be able to deal damage to them while they're flying around the City of the Hidden People. Let's just see if we've got 100 kilogram bombs for sale here. We do. Let's grab a... Oops, let's not buy anti-air missiles. Let's buy a big chunk of 100 kilogram bombs. I mean, yeah, 25 is nothing. And let's see how the battle for Deer goes. And what we're going to have to do is set up a good ambush to deal with the strike fleet at Durut, because this is going to be a big problem. Now that I don't have the munitions to fight them, I could find myself in a very difficult situation to just finalize this fleet. It's definitely the last strike fleet. I know I said last time it was the last strike fleet. Okay, we're detecting the... We maybe have incoming missiles from the missile carrier, but these guys should be able to deal with it with prox fuse. Yes, there is incoming missiles. I don't know if they can dodge it, but we'll try. No, they can't. Where's it coming from? Over here? Yeah. I don't really worried about the Audacities taking fire from missiles. They can deal with it. Got another missile incoming. I doubt we can avoid it, but we'll try. No. Ooh. Didn't get that one very well. Luckily, the Starfish has survived with superficial damage. Still have the fuel tank, which is what's important. Oh, wait a minute. This might be a bug, but just in case. Let's make sure everybody is traveling at max speed. Oh, worst bug ever. Yeah, they're traveling max speed. Cool. Alright, they fired 2 missiles at us. They've now raised the alarm, but we should be able to take them out. Okay, what have we, oh, we've got an Archangel. An Archangel. Is that Archangel part of the garrison? It looks like that Archangel was part of the garrison. Holy crap. Alright, well, what we're going to have to do is use proxies to take care of all of this, and then try and crack this with the armor-piercing ammo. This is going to be really difficult, as it always is when I have to fight an Archangel, because they're very defensively put together ships. Hopefully I'm ready for this, because this is going to be hard. Massive proxy rounds coming at me there. Whoa, what are you? Oh, it's the Archangel that's doing a lot of damage to us. Let's get rid of this Tarantul. Yeah, we're taking a lot of damage from below. This is more of an exploratory attack. I want to see what I can do. Do we have a bomb on here? We don't. It might be better to go in with the AP rounds first and take out the Archangel. Okay, let's try this again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send in the Dursky with the AP rounds first. Is that the right way to play it? Oh, so I notice this has renamed itself as the Zursky. That's fine. He still has 2 missiles, actually. Let's try this. Oh, there's a bomb being dropped on me. Cheeky. Oof, nasty. Taking too much damage trying to line shots up here. Oh, we do actually have a bomb on this ship. Oh, we flew into the bomb. And we lost the ship. Okay. I think it is better to send the Rooster in first to do as much damage as possible with the AP rounds. Then we can send in the Dzerzky, which has the proxies, which has the AP and the missiles to mop up. It just means staying alive. When I'm dealing with the Intrepid, I have to remember to attack it from the bottom. The Courageous is an easy kill. The Tarantul, the Hound, and the Eagle are easy kills. I need to mop them up as quickly as I can while avoiding the heavy fire from the Archangel, which will be firing a lot of proxies at me. And then I can bring in the Dzerzky to try and finish it when the airspace is clear. I just have to follow the 4Ds. Let's do this. Where's my enemy? I don't like not being able to see where I'm being attacked from. Alright, there's the Intrepid. Let's try and keep that Courageous on the battlefield as long as possible, because it is very weak. Okay, that's the Intrepid dealt with, which is a big problem usually. Where is the Tarantul? There it is. Ooh, I did a mistake there flying on both sides of the Archangel, which means both of its guns are able to fire at me. Usually the fuel tank blocks its shots, so I need to remember that. Let's not waste as much fuel as we're wasting. Okay. Something with missiles is coming. We are low on fuel. I'm just going to take the Courageous out while I can. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to try and get to the retreat spot now. Okay, we've got 2 targets here. I'm going to try and take out the Eagle first, if I can. I did launch a missile at it. Okay, it's down. Let's switch to AP. Let's launch a missile just because we can. And let's do what we can with our AP ammo. Now that we have the time and the luxury to dodge, we just need to dodge these proxies rounds and try not to take too much 57mm fire, and we should be able to cleave through this ship. The tracking on those turrets is not ideal for a ship this small. Oops, we flew into that. That wasn't good. We need to watch when we're changing. Oh, I've lost a lot of thrust. We need to start doing some damage here if we're going to win this fight. He is losing height, but I don't think I've done enough damage to him to have damaged any of his engines yet. I think I'm at an angle where he can hit me with both of his guns, so I'm not doing particularly well here. I'm trying to hit that bridge, though. Okay, we're down to 30% fuel. Ah, he destroyed us. Oh, that was so close. Down to morale 2. We've got maybe one more attempt at this. Alright. Apologies if the knuckle cracking sound was disgusting. Here we go. Bad shooting here. Flashed through straight into that round. Who gave you prox fuse? Okay. Oh, we lost the Rooster. Is it even worth continuing? We only have 1 morale. I think we have to. Oh, I lost both missiles. Damn. Taking too much fire here. This Archangel is just proving too tough and not to crack. Alright, I've got one more attempt. We actually have a riot on the Starfish, which means they are going to join the enemy for this fight. Which is sad. Really sad. Okay, let's go again. We may be about to lose all these ships. Also, I'm apologizing. I apologize for the dog barking in the background. She found a possum this morning, and she keeps barking to go out and chase the possum, which she's not allowed to do. So she's angry at the fact she's not allowed outside. She will stop in a second. I cannot see anything but the Archangel right now. Oof, that was not good. Okay, trip this down. Don't need a top of our ship, do we? Very hard to control the ship right now. Very, very hard. I'm burning for the retreat zone. Okay, it's down to the Dzersky. Careful. Didn't know me to swear there. Come on. Lost the generator. We're on fire. This could be the end. He's off the top of the screen, which isn't great. I have no control over the ship. I have no guns left. The Rooster is dead. The Dzersky is dead. I finally bit off too much. I finally bit off more than I could chew.